Welcome to the Nevcast, where three bros talk business, art, justice, and the pursuit of Jesus.
Any day above ground is a good day.
Get ready to laugh, cry, and kiss 30 minutes goodbye with Peter Nevland,
Dave Nevland,
and
Rashi.
So I was asking Dave, when you asked God, hey, was that it? Do you remember what God said to you in response?
Yeah, he said, I love you. He said that a lot. He said, don't forget, you're mine. I'm with you. Keep going, keep writing, and the other thing is one of the things that was real clear was that, hey, I got you some three long songs, and they're your kids, and they're your wife. That'd be 4 long songs. Maybe your marriage. That's a long song. That's a long.
Right.
That's leading worship. And you can you can make it look like the thing you think you want it to look like, or the thing you think it's supposed to look like. And you can get what you want, but it won't be what you want if they're not with you. You can't do this you can't be by yourself and do this. And so there was kind of a laying it down a little bit and just serving and joining other people, and getting into what they said, but it's not like, but it came back. Oh man, there's life over here. And how can I dive into that? And there's becoming a little bit of a harvest right now in some of those things where you get into the secret place and God's showing you things that he's like, walk over here, look over here. I know not very many people are looking over here right now, but I want you to look over here because this is going to help impact a lot of other people. It's going to keep leading people on. And that's tough too, because it can feel like God's leading you into a dark tunnel, right? When there's not many people around, and it's hard. And you can do a whole lot of striving to try to get a bunch of people's attention to look at the thing that you're looking at, but it may not be fruitful. And you got to, it may be just between you and God. But eventually he takes you into this tunnel, into a wide open place, into a room that's surrounded and lit up by a bunch of gems, and you're in this cave that you don't know where the light's coming from, but it's beautiful. And he's going to take you in there and show you the way back so you can lead others in there and find some things that have been forgotten to time that need to be brought back out into the light. And I feel like some of that right now, bringing some of those things out into the light and getting able to do that on Sunday night. I was able to do that with a whole band in a place that wasn't necessarily designed to be a church building. And we were singing a lot of old worship songs that we were making new. Oh no, we lost Rashi again. And it was a lot of fun. People were dancing, singing, clapping with us.
Nice.
And we have a team. We have a brotherhood. We have a cadre of like-minded, talented musicians and singers that can do it. And so it's starting to spread a little bit again. I'm starting to be able to bring some of those gems out of the secret place that God brought me into and show them out to people and say, this is awesome. And they're like, this is cool. Yes, we need this. This is bringing us together. And then it's back into relationship again.
Right.
So there's those secret places.
Yeah, those secret places. Right. I think it's interesting that, what I heard was that, and what I was thinking about was that a lot of times you have this, as you discover this initial, I can do this thing that's important, that's big. But there's also this desire for, I would like to be recognized for doing this thing that is big and is important, because I think we mix together a lot of times our calling with our recognition.
Yeah.
And,
we want
not
affirmation.
Right. Well, and it doesn't feel like it's enough for us just to be doing the thing that we were made to do. We want to be recognized for doing the thing that we were made to do, right?
Am I
There's
hearing
something,
God or am I not? Am I making this up in my head, or is this
right.
really God speaking to me, right?
Well, but I think it goes to something even deeper than that, that is this longing for us to feel glorious, to
Hmm.
feel like we are not are we just doing something important, but that we are important too. And the interesting thing about that is that if you pursue trying to attain that, it you get to a place of incredible hollowness because you
Yeah.
realize that you're trying to make it happen on your own. And the only way that can really happen is if you lay that down and if you come to the person who himself, it says in Psalm 38, I believe it's 38 or it might be 138, where it says, "You have exalted your word above all your name."
Yeah.
Or, in other words, it's more important to God what He's said to us than His reputation.
Yeah.
And so, even though God's calling is to be king of the universe and that He can do anything, He can create, He can, wipe us all out, whatever, His real calling at the core of who He is to love us, is to draw us into close, incredibly personal relationship. And He wants to do that forever, and He made us like Him, and He wants to do that in us too. And and so it's like there comes this place where, in order to get to another level of being able to really have an impact in what God wants to be doing in you and through you and with you, you have to lay down that need to be recognized, so that
Yeah.
you care way more about just being close to God and just loving people and just being a blessing than trying to make something happen. Because the trying to make something happen is so that you feel successful about
It's a
doing the thing that you're meant to do. I feel like I've done it.
it ends up being it ends up feeling a whole lot better to try to make other people feel successful, or to try to shine the spotlight on other people in that. I mean, I get a lot more joy out of that from making other people feel successful, even though they're doing the thing that I want to do, but we're doing it together and we're like-minded. I mean, but
But you
if
don't.
there's a
But you don't
way
learn.
to open it up
Yeah,
and shine and let other people shine, it's
okay,
not
yeah, I hear
passive
that, but
though.
I think you only learn that because you gave up your individual calling in order to learn how to be a good father and a good husband. And when you there's no way to do that without uh, starting to have desire to see your wife, to see your kids succeed even more than
Absolutely.
yourself. And
Yeah.
when that happens, something changes in your heart, and you start to see other people around you in that same light. And
Yeah.
the this is the crazy thing, is it actually makes you far more attractive and appealing. And people go, "Wow, I feel so encouraged and so loved by you and blessed by you." And I think on my end, I've noticed that when I find that happening, I'm like, "Wow!" And I wasn't even trying this time. It was just sort
Yeah.
of coming out because I just care about you.
Yeah, I saw this
And
in my wife. I saw this how she impacted people, and I was like, "This is incredible. You're amazing." And she felt like she started doing childbirth education and being a doula, uh, and in labor and delivery situations. She thought she was doing it because we needed extra money. But it became really clear pretty fast that
right,
this is a calling that she has, and something she's motivated by bringing. I mean, she brings something else to it than more than just, okay, I need to do this because I need to make some money. So as far as recognition goes, here's a spotlight on that: Planet Childbirth, planetchildbirth.com. that's
right,
my wife's thing that she's going out she's doing that she's in the beginning stages of again. They had to kind of give up something that she started earlier and start over again with that. And I'll bring
Right.
I'll shine the other recognition that it's really fun to have a whole lot of people being involved in, not a whole lot, but a small group of people be involved in, and that's the thing that I'm doing. We call that the Ghost Holies. We don't have a
Yeah.
whole lot of presence on the internet yet, but it's definitely on Facebook, and there's more coming. And that's really been fun to do live, and hopefully we'll get some recordings up. But you can go and see that at the Ghost Holies on Facebook. You can check that out, or on Instagram. That's where it is so far.
Rashi, I know we're talking, and you've had some troubles with connecting as far as to the internet, but in your journey where you are, truck driving, right? I know that your hope is not just to be driving trucks for yourself, but you also want to be giving back to people that are around you. I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I just want to help people. I really I got this thing that a lot of people, man, don't make it in life because they just not not around the right people. Like I know some people that's hard workers, man, and they hard workers, man. They do what they got to do. I just don't think they connected in connected in to people. So that's what I want to do. I want to be able to just reach back, man, and help people, man, and be able to help people like who hard workers who want to have it in life, man. People who working hard, who following God and trying to do what's right. I want to, help people like, that's trying to do what's right. I ain't talking about cats out here, having a wife at home with 3 and 4 mistresses on the side and all that. I don't want to deal with people like that. I'm talking about cats who, got them a wife or a girlfriend and they trying to make an honest living, man. I want to be able to, help them figure out what they want to do and put money behind them and give them some direction, man, on helping them get to the next level and stay at the next level. So yeah. But that's what I want to do, man, because that's God put people around me and help me. Like, I talked to Roy one day, and Roy Williams, man, who wrote the book Wizard of Ass Formula, the #1 bestseller in the Wall Street Journal. But I was asking him one day, like, he had helped me out one day. And he called me one day. He was like, "Hey, Rashi, how you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm doing good." So, hey, man, he like, "Let me shoot you $1,000 over to, get you some groceries." I'm like, man, I'm like, I'm good, Mr. Williams. He said, "Nah, man." He said, I wanna help you out, man, Rashi, because you're making good decisions, man. And that's all it's about. And I'm just like, man, did you ever go through a struggle in life? He said, "Yeah, man." He said, "Yeah, I went through a lot. I struggled hard, man." But he said, "I just prayed, man, and God put people around me just like he putting people around you right now, helping you, giving back and helping you." So that's one of the reasons that I want to be able to give back, because you sit back, even with you, Peter, like you done reached out, and even when I came home from the joint, I remember you paying my rent up for like a month straight in a halfway house and, shooting me like $500, bro, like to get right, bro. You just like, man, stay out and do what's right. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to reach back and do things like that myself, man. Not just
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't always want to be somebody that's taking. I don't believe in
Right.
I'm a firm believer in if you squeeze the quarter until the eagle starts screaming, man, you're not gonna get no blessings, man, being greedy, man. You got to be able to get back and help people, and help people,
No, that's cool. Well, and I think for and just to in my own situation, like I grew up. Dave and I, you and I both grew up playing piano, taking piano lessons, right? And I hadn't played piano for a long time, but Kaz had this my oldest son has this huge desire to play piano and guitar, musical instruments and stuff, right? And so, we ended up getting the piano that Dave and I grew up with, and that's in our house right now. And so Kaz has started taking lessons, And as he started taking lessons, and I see him start to, really like press in and get excited about playing some of the things that he's playing on the piano. And then he's creating these things that I never even thought to create whenever I was, little, playing the piano and stuff. And we're even going to play this piece together for this recital. But seeing that and seeing him succeed, not only does it make me want to shine the light on him and see how he can succeed, but that inspires me once again to, want to start playing or want to start uh, reminding myself of even that ability, like playing the piano, or when I see, when I see Vicky start to, doing stuff with her dancing or with acting or just little things that she gets to shine in those, in those opportunities apart from just being a mom. Like I get excited for her, and it's funny how that really stirs up what's inside of us. And when it comes out, it shines because our focus isn't on ourselves. It's on one, the Lord, and then how we can just be, blessing other people. And I just think, there's so many times I think, especially if you're an artist out there and you've got a skill or a gifting as an artist, it can feel so much like there can be so much pressure that we
Yeah.
put on ourselves as artists to have to
To have your
get this
thing.
thing out there, and it has to become popular and all this kind of stuff. And in reality, it's just such a wonderful thing to, you might have an audience of one, you might have an audience of no, maybe your audience is just the Lord, and it's worth it to do that and to continue to invest in it and just to do it for the sake of. Now I think this is where the art for art's sake came out of, was people were trying to find a way to get out of that pressure that I have to be recognized for doing it. And yes, art is meant to be communicated with other people, and our calling is meant to be given out to other people. But if you don't have set your identity in who's already accepted you and who's already received you, and where your real calling is, and that is to love the people that God's put in your life to love, then something's going to be hollow about it. It's going to be
Yes.
empty. I've seen people push, that oh, well, once you get some momentum, you have to stay on it and you can't ever take a break and you have to push it and push it. And you end up becoming a shell of yourself when you do that. And God's calling us to a place of rest and saying, hey, you know, I have all that under control. I know how to put you in positions that you're gonna be financially taken care of. You're gonna be successful. You're going to be impacting people, whatever, all these different things. I know how to take care of that. Would you let me take care of you? And would you just come close to me and be in
Yeah.
love with me and let me love other people through you?
Is it
That is-
geographical? Is it geographical or relational? It ends up always being relational. And the one relationship that it has to be with is with the Creator, right? The
Yeah.
Creator is where the relationship really is. And He leads
That's
you to the
our
right.
first calling. Our
He leads you
primary
to the-
calling
yeah.
is to be sons and daughters of God.
Yeah. He'll take you to the place or the people or
And the
both.
cool thing, and the
He's
cool thing
there.
is that if we're sons and daughters of God, He's not just going to stop at us being the son and daughter. He's going to make us into His bride, and He's longing
Yeah.
for even more closeness. And that's not I don't know exactly how that's going to work in a literal relationship, but as far as symbolic terms, it just means that He wants us to get closer and closer to a place of even more joy, more fulfillment, more intimacy. Wherever you are, He's just going, just come to me, just come.
Yeah.
Just let me
Yeah.
love on you. Let me take care of you. Let me take all that pressure off. Just let me love on you.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
What else is there to say about that? I mean,
Wow.
I mean, when you have to drive, and when you have to push, when you have to do, have to actually take steps of faith toward it. I mean, it's when you have that lined up, it makes those steps of faith not a striving, not a pushing, but it's like you're being drawn into it and you're being pulled into it, right?
Right.
And you're being
Well,
pulled
because
in
you
because
can't
you're being
take
pulled
steps
into
of
God.
faith. You can't take steps of faith without God first taking steps towards you to do something for you. You
Yeah.
can't believe that he's going to come through again if you didn't believe he came through for you already.
Yeah.
And so it's that faith is never about our perfect belief. It's always about our connection and our two-way relationship with God.
Yeah. That's what makes stuff live.
Yeah,
Brings things to life.
absolutely. Well,
Calls inanimate objects living that would have been just a bunch of rocks.
that's right.
Makes them
That's
into
right.
bread that to sustain, to bring nourishment, life to people, to each other, to ourselves.
Right. Right. Rashi, do you have any parting words as we draw this episode of the Nevcast to a close?
Dave, you was right. I think this is I'm down here by Corpus. I just saw a Corpus sign, so you right. So I'm thinking it is right out here by San Antonio. But yeah,
between,
man, you just gotta people out there, man. You just gotta always sow seeds to benefit others, man. And I always remember, man, the medicine is for the sick, man, not the healthy. So you gotta go out there and help the sick, man. And you gotta keep doing that, man, until your death date, man. You gotta always try to help people if you can do it. You self-perseverance, that come first, man. You gotta God first, but then you gotta make sure that you can take care of yourself. But yeah, man, you gotta go out there and try to help people, man, and because there's a lot of people that need help out there, man, and they just not around the right people, man. And they just need that push, and they need connect. Like, I got a cousin, man. He's a hard worker, man, dude, man, and he do good work, man. But if he was just plugged in and had somebody behind him, man, he could blow up and get him some money, So you just got to continue to always help people. You can't be selfish, man. You're not gonna receive no blessings like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got to say, though.
There we go.
Yeah.
Connection's getting spotty out there between Corpus and San Antonio.
Yeah. It's out here, but I saw that thing. I said, "Old Dave's right." I said,
"All right,
old Dave is right. Old Dave."
Old Dave. Dave's starting to look a little old with that graying beard.
Old Dave.
One of these times, Dave, we'll have to do an episode on the on our looming midlife crisis.
I guess so. I took my daughter to Rosemary. She's 16. She was doing sound for a production at school. And she did the sound effects. She incorporated the sound effects, and she had to put them at just play them at just the right time and stuff like that. So she's doing sound tech. That's cool. I was like, "Oh, I think I can help you with that, Rosemary. Let me find some stuff for you." She's like, "Dad, can you help me?" Yeah. Anyways, when I went there, one of her friends were walking out, and one of her friends looked at me and goes, "Hey, you look kind of like Colonel Sanders." I'm like, man, okay, Colonel Sanders. Haven't gotten that one before. I'm like, he's a lot older. He's a lot older.
You found your true calling, Dave. You found your true calling. It's the glasses plus the beard. I'm telling you, that's right. All you need is a hat now.
I'm like, man, you're 16. That is what you tell older people. Okay, that's what you
embrace
tell someone else's dad.
Embrace it. It's like when people call me Shaggy. You just got to embrace it. Just go with it. Now you got to figure out: does Colonel Sanders have a voice? What's his voice?
He had a voice. Yeah, he had a voice, and he had a white coat and a white suit that he wore.
My little tie thing was right there.
Try my chicken. Eat my chicken.
I don't.
It's real good. Know. You gotta eat my chicken.
This is turned to creepy. Well, anyway, maybe that's not your calling. Well, we hope you are. We hope you're entertained. We hope you're encouraged. And if you have any questions that you want to, reach out and post, or even some thoughts on this, as far as on calling, or a story maybe of how how you've discovered God, or even the wrestlings that you've had with God in pursuing your calling, feel free to send them out to us. We'd love to talk to you about them. So we'll see you next time on the Nevcast. That's it for the Nevcast this time. Join us next week when we talk justice, business, and art in pursuit of Jesus. We will see you soon.